So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Welcome to the Purchase School 2021 Open House. This evening, you're going to get to hear from the classroom teachers live through a virtual Zoom interaction, learn about the program in each of the grade levels and the work they'll be doing in the classroom this year. You will also be able to access the videos from Encore teachers and specialists the same way you access this video through the Purchase School webpage. I want to welcome you to Purchase School. We're having a great start to the year, and it's a pleasure to get to see all of your children each day. And I'm going to present a little bit about our school and our overview of the work we do here. So my name is Adam Gutterman. I'm the principal at Purchase School. I am beginning my 7th year here as principal, proud principal of our school. I spent 2 years prior to this in our district as the assistant principal at the middle school at LMK. So I've been in the district for a total of 9 years. Personally, I have 3 children at home. I have a middle schooler, I have an upper elementary schooler, and I have a 14-month-old. So I live different levels in my personal life, but happy to be in our elementary school each and every day with your children. I also wanted to highlight the hard work of our teaching staff throughout the pandemic, throughout the summer, to be ready to receive children, to be able to create a welcoming environment for children. We have a truly dedicated staff here, and I couldn't be more proud of the work they do. And that work isn't just the time when they're in the classroom with you, but it's everything outside the classroom, from professional development over the summer, running enrichment programs and support classes over the summer, and in all their planning that they do together. They truly are a phenomenal staff, and you're going to get to meet them tonight. One of the things that makes our school so great is our partnerships, and an essential and critical partnership is that of our PTA. So they are involved in so much of the extra things that go on in our school, providing evening activities and special events and supporting the programs we use within the classrooms, within the school day. I encourage you to become a member, to join a committee, to be involved. There's lots of events throughout the year. I will caution that this year, as we're looking at the environment and we're reacting to the changing landscape still, decisions will be made about specific events based on safety concerns. We always make our decisions based on safety and health. And some events may not happen as scheduled, may not happen at all, may need to shift a little bit, but we will be working throughout the year in partnership with PTA to hold as many events as possible. The other thing I would say is to join Member Hub. You would have gotten an email from me, and then you'll be getting one from PTA at some point. If you have not joined Member Hub, that's a great way to get PTA updates, which provide critical information about what's going on in their part of the school. Other partnerships we have a partnership with the Harrison Educational Foundation. They're a great support to us, providing different resources for our district and our schools. They helped us to pilot different programs and provide resources for different initiatives that the district's taking on. And so much of what we do is because of their work and support. We also partner with the Harrison Youth Council, supporting students in our schools, K through 12, but for our school, K through 5. And often they come in and they'll do work with students in a lunch bunch setting, or provide resources to classroom teachers around social emotional learning that supports the work we already do as a school. And we've had a partnership with them for quite some time. And the final partnership we have is around school safety. So we do have a school resource officer, Officer Frank, and he's been in our building for the last few years. The kids know him. He's a present and active member of our school community. And he's here, making connections with kids, building the bridge with the police department, but also here to help us with safety drills. Throughout the year, we will be practicing different types of drills. So you may hear your child come home and talk about, we had a lockdown drill today or a fire drill today. All the different things we do to make sure we have a safe community. And when it comes to school safety, there are ways that you can help us. First is to update your contact information on the parent portal. That's critical for us so that we have updated parent information, but also emergency contact information. And also think about drop off and pick up. Wear a mask while you're in the school building. Keep your child home and fill out the COVID screener if your child is ill. You only need to fill out the screener if your child is ill. And be mindful while driving through the area. Remember, this is an active school, so make sure to maintain an appropriate speed. When you're coming in for arrival, make sure you're parking in the lower lot. If you're here at Dismissal, make sure you're parking back wheels to the curb, and that you're not blocking any traffic. That if there aren't any spots, that you leave the lot and come back around and find a spot. We can't have people parking and blocking other cars because it backs up traffic. Just some reminders about times. You probably already know all this, but arrival is a rolling arrival from 8 o'clock to 8:50 a.m. If you're dropping your child off, you can drop off at any time. Most kids get here between 8:30 and 8:45. Dismissal, we still have a slightly staggered dismissal this year so that we can allow for a little bit of physical distancing. Kindergarten and first grade will dismiss at 2:55 p.m. Second and third grade at 3 o'clock p.m. and fourth and fifth grade at 3:05 p.m. And so far, everything's been working really well, and we appreciate your cooperation in our dismissal. A little bit about lunch and recess. Because at lunch, students need to be distanced at 6 feet, we need to be able to use 2 lunch spaces. So students are using the cafeteria and the multipurpose room, which is the large room at the front of the building off the lobby. This is similar to what we did last spring. And what happens is you will have students in one space for a month, and then they flip-flop. So if you're in the cafeteria in September, you'll be in the multipurpose room in October, back in the cafeteria in November. That gives kids time to build routines and get used to rituals, but it also allows everybody to have a chance to be in a different space. Classes are divided in half, so kids can mix and be in rooms with other kids, even though they have assigned seats. And also just a little bit about recess this year, students are allowed to take their masks off when they're outside, as long as they keep some distance between each other, but they also are allowed to mix with other classes at recess. Last year, they were assigned and only cohorted by class. This year, they can mix with anybody on their grade level, only by each grade level outside of recess, which is great because the kids then get to see friends they may have in other classes. So a little bit about what we do and what we teach. Our math curriculum is called Math in Focus. It's adapted from Singapore math. Focuses on more a conceptual understanding of content. If you are like me, a lot of times when we were taught math when we were children, it was sort of rote. It was figuring out the formula and working that through to solve a problem. And while there's still some of that, really the focus is about understanding what the concepts are in math. So when you're multiplying objects, knowing that you have a group of something and now you're going to have 3 groups of something, and understanding what that really means conceptually. Our literacy curriculum is called School-Wide. It's a vertically aligned curriculum. So as you move up through the grade levels, it builds on itself, topics over the units of study and genres, focuses on critical concepts, these sort of essential key ideas that students need to know, and also allows for a comprehensive progression of content. Again, the content builds across a school year, but also vertically across the grade levels. Students have lots of opportunities to engage in writing, starting in kindergarten and all the way up. It's isolated by genre and supported by in-depth skill development by grade level. So you'll work on personal narratives, you'll work on opinion pieces. Students look at mentor texts to understand how to create a masterful piece, and then they'll be applying those skills to create their own pieces of writing. A big part of what we do when we're thinking about how we target and support students is personalizing instruction. All that comes from student data. We look at students, we look at their data, and the district believes in multiple assessments. We never believe one assessment is the be-all, end-all of what a student is and what a student can do and who they are. But we believe that looking at multiple assessments, we can get a good feeling for who students are, target instruction based on their strengths and needs. We create mini lessons and modeling for them so they can follow along, and we use small group instruction in order to support them. So thinking about how you can support your child, thinking about literacy. Read with your children every night. Model fluency and bring excitement to a book. Hearing you read helps them think about the patterns they need to make while they're reading, the way they need to make the sounds. Have children make predictions, thinking about what might come next in the story. Have your child use picture supported text features. If they're a younger reader, they may be looking at a picture to help inform what the text is saying. Ask your child about what he or she has read. And additionally, there's a parent resource shelf in the school building across from our instructional specialist office, which has some information about different reading levels. So in addition to academic curriculum, we support students in their social emotional well-being. So we have a new school psychologist, Dr. Ortera, and she's here as a support for all students in the building. But within the classroom, we also have ways to support social emotional learning. So we use classroom structures like a morning meeting to help students create community, greet each other every morning, and class meetings to help problem solve, to come up with ideas of how we can solve problems with each other, how students can be more independent in their problem solving. And we also have a social emotional learning curriculum called Random Acts of Kindness, which has these tenets around supporting student learning around caring, inclusion, respect, integrity, courage, and responsibility. And with those, what that does is it allows us to teach students in each grade level those core concepts all at the same time of the year, and then it builds each grade level similar to the academic curriculum. So caring in kindergarten builds into caring in first grade, builds into caring in second grade, and each unit has that vertical alignment. So lots of times I'm thinking about my own children, trying to get them to talk about their day. I usually get, how was your day? Good. What did you do today? I learned stuff. Math. I did English. So here are some good questions that comes out of journalism a few years ago about things you can ask your child about their day that may help elicit answers, but also open up their conversation about what goes on at school. So here's some, what is something that made you laugh today? Tell me something you did that was kind. What challenged you today? What is something new you learned today? And can you teach me something you learned today? And as a final just note, I just want to thank everybody for their continued support. Our teachers, thank you for their continued support. It's a great privilege to be the principal of Purchase School, to get to come here each day and work with my staff and support your children. And if you need anything, please reach out to the teachers and myself, and I hope you enjoy the evening.